All right, we continue with our entertainment conversation, and right now on set I'm joined by Tymilyfe, who describes himself as a Kenyan artist, but stationed or lives in London.
Yes.
Maybe we can just start from that, actually.
Start from London?
Yeah, and we start from, you're a Kenyan artist living in London, so I want to believe that you also do music from there. Does it mean that there are no opportunities in Kenya, or why?
No. Let me introduce myself, first of all.
Again?
Yeah, Tymilyfe, that is Tymilyfe, simply means thank you, mom, I love you forever. And that is my stage name.
Tymilyfe.
Yes, Tymilyfe. I'm a Kenyan artist. I do predominantly Kenyan music. But I live and work in London at the moment. Yes.
So that means that is it that you also do music there, in as much as you live and work there, or it's just live and work there, but you do music from here? I do music in both areas. I have a producer here that I work with here. I have a producer in the UK that I work with in the UK. So it just depends on what field I have and which one of the two main producers is able to offer to provide meet that for me. Yeah. It depends with the feel.
Yeah.
So how would you compare the two? I mean, you would hear, if I can mention, like a good number of artists would say, like, sometimes there's no opportunities here in Kenya, especially kwa wasanii. And you see, wasanii is just cuts across.
Yeah.
How would you compare doing music in Kenya as well as in London?
I mean, if you talk about opportunities, it's everywhere. Because the entertainment industry is the same.
So just to clarify, opportunities, ni wewe ujitafutie?
Ni wewe ujitafutie, with a bit of luck. Kama mimi naweza sema, I've been lucky. I wouldn't say it's all been hard work, and I've been lucky. I've met people who've believed in my art and have wanted to support me, and so that plays a big role. At the end of the day, you find that there are people out there who are much more talented than I am, but they do not have the opportunities to meet the right people, or they do not have enough people who believe in them. So opportunities work the same way. You can be as talented here, and if you don't put yourself in a position where if an opportunity comes along, you take it, it would be the same as being in London. Because even in London, as a Kenyan artist, I don't have a big audience there, London audience. I have a Kenyan audience that is based in London, but I'm trying to cut across, the whole country, and it's difficult because I don't have the connections. I don't know the right people. I wouldn't get as many interviews because all these opportunities need you to know the right person to approach, and that will put you in a better position. So opportunities depend.
Yeah, you've said something very important, which I would like us to explore a bit.
Yeah.
And this is the question of luck, because just drawing from what you're saying is that the question is not always about per se opportunities.
Yep.
It is also, the question of luck, like who do you meet per se, who do you network and interact with that can also help your craft grow, or can put you on some, a space that at least people can be able to notice, recognize you, that this is who you are, this is what you do. Does it mean that that is one of the things that perhaps most artists lack? And not just that he lack that I'm lucky, but also networking.
Yeah, I mean, they complement, everything complements each other. As an artist, you need to be prepared. You need to put yourself in a position where if an opportunity comes, you're able to grab it. For example, if, say, someone comes at a local performance and someone likes your performance, asks you, you're an artist, what do you do, where's your art? And then you're like, I have not done anything yet, but I'm, so if you're able to, if someone approaches you in that situation and you're like, oh, these are my 5 songs that I've done, this is the plan that I have for these songs, this is what I want to do, blah, blah, blah. It's easier for this person to be like, all right, out of these 5 songs, maybe I'll support one, or maybe I'll help you grow as an artist. So at the end of the day, you also need to do your best to be able to take these opportunities. But like I said, luck plays a huge role. People don't say that enough, and no one makes it alone. Yeah.
I love that at least you are honest enough to tell us, luck plays a huge role, because people would say, for me, I'm just a hard worker. I sleep at this time. I try to write music. I put it out there. I do ABC, but they do not tell us that bit of networks or luck, depending on what has worked for you as an artist. Because then again, what different things have worked for them?
I can tell you for a fact, there's no artist anywhere, how big, who woke up one day and was big. They built themselves and they used people, not in a bad way. There's someone somewhere who believed in them. There's someone somewhere who helped them record their first song. That producer, you know, that director, that friend who lent them the money or something like that. People don't talk about that. That you need, I feel like people need to appreciate the people who help them become who they are. No one grows alone. Luck plays a huge role in that as well.
We'll come to your music in a bit, but you see, with what you're saying, I feel like it just raises more questions, at least to enable even upcoming artists to understand. Because the way you're saying, what you're saying is that most artists don't talk about this.
Yes.
Even those big artists that have made it there, they do not have this conversation, which to some extent would make even upcoming artists in whatever capacity feel like, minitawai make kwa industry.
Yeah, because you see, some of the big artists, I would say, they talk about how hard I have worked, how much work I have put in, which is true. You have to put in work to be able to get there. But I also feel like you said, for the sake of upcoming artists, it's important to help them understand that you need a lot, not just hard work. You can do as much hard work as you can. You can write the best song, come up with the best lyrics. You can have the best feel-good vibe song. But at the end of the day, you need to be lucky in a way for someone to listen to it and be like, that is my jam, I want to support that. Yeah, that is the same thing that happened to me as well. And I feel like I know a lot of artists, big artists in Kenya, who have gone through the same, but they don't talk about it. And I feel like it's a conversation that needs to be had for the sake of the upcoming artists, and also just being honesty for the ones that are up there at the moment.
So it means we need to have more conversations about how people get themselves to the top and not just talk about, you know, I work hard and we leave it at working hard. Because sometimes someone would tend to imagine, kwani mi sifanyi more.
Because it becomes demoralizing at some point. You put in as much hard work as someone else does.
To say that, unajua hii usanii tu haina pesa.
Exactly. Ni ngumu by the way, usanii ni ngumu. Ni ngumu. You need to be lucky. Si ya kila mtu.
It's not for the faint-hearted. But also it's because we need to be very honest about how we also get ourselves to the top. You know, just at least to also encourage people that are coming up in whatever capacity. Okay, let's come to your story. Because I mean, as an artist who began music, is about 3 years ago?
Professionally.
Professionally. So you had been doing it before that?
I had been doing it before. I have been singing since I was young. I was
kila msanii yuko na hiyo story.
Mimi nilikuwa naimba kwa choir, by the way. Nilikuwa naimba kwa choir, nilikuwa naimba bass. Nilikuwa kadogo but nilikuwa nimewekwa kwa wale watu wanaimba bass. Sijui kama ilipotea siku hizi na feel ni kasi na bass vile. But so nimekuwa nikiimba. I've been singing for a while. I started thinking of doing proper music in 2012, around 2012. And I remember my first song was written to me by a girlfriend that I was dating at that time. Very, very talented lady.
Supporting your craft.
Yes, she wrote this song, and then I performed it in front of like the hood crew, and people were like, yeah, you know, there's something there. Went and recorded it, and I was like, no, not ready yet.
It's not ready.
And then so 3 years ago in 2019, I was like, right, let's try this again. And changed the style, came with a different concept, and it worked. And I was like, it was actually a trial. It wasn't like, I want to do this, now I'm getting in. It was like, let's see how they receive this. Let's see how people react to this. And then when I released Lipstick, the reception was really, really good. I was like, all right, well, let's do another one and another one, and here we are.
It only means that because we've seen different artists, by the way, here in the country, most especially, someone would release songs for for a while, then they would go just take a rest, go rethink, restructure. Then when they come back, they come back like they never left. Is it one of those strategies that maybe artists would even employ? Because again, you'd realize someone akanga kwa game for a while, back anaanza ku lose relevance.
It's a matter of, like I said, the art that I was doing at that time was mainly geared towards my peers, my colleagues, my hood crew, the people I was hanging out in the hood. You know, I was trying to impress them. I wasn't really trying to think outside of that cycle. So when I recorded a song and I had it in the studio, I'd be like, well, my song is playing on the speakers, that's me, you know. Yeah, and then I was like, yeah, if I'm going to make it as an artist, I need to do more. So I took my time to rethink the whole thing, do my research, meet different producers, because a producer is very important. A producer is very, very important to an artist. If a producer understands your style, if a producer understands what you want in a song, it's easier for that song to be successful than if you just go to a studio and you pay a producer, they record the song. For the sake of the money, they give you your song and be like, adios, bro, see you later, you know. There's nothing, there's nowhere you can go with that. There's a producer who will do a song for you for free, absolutely free, but then they will put the work into it. They will put their craft and you'll put your craft, and the two would, you know, make magic.
And actually make, you know, make something beautiful. Yeah. You have lived in the streets.
Yes, I have.
You moved to Kisumu before you moved to London and all these different areas you moved to. I mean, that in itself, how has it shaped you as a person to even become the kind of artist that you are, shaped your music, and what even brought about that?
Well, what brought about living in the streets is family issues. Mom died. I was 13, mom died, dad remarried, and yeah, me and my stepmom didn't get along really well. And so for the sake of peace, I was like, right, let me be on my own. I'm a grown man now. And so that was the story of the streets, and how me being on the streets and in children's home and being living in Kibera for a very long time, I think that experience has humbled me. It's taught me there's nothing that can scare me. Like, bring it on, you know. It helps my attitude towards life, everything I do. I think I always think, if I moved from here to here, then I can move from here to here, and then I can move from here to here. So it helps, it has helped shape my attitude. It has helped me be humble, because then I understand exactly what it is to struggle. I understand what it is exactly to not have. Yeah, and that has helped me with most of the projects that I've tried to do, that I'm doing right now, in trying to give back to the community, like starting the first free community library in Kibera, because I believe education, most of my education is informal. I did not attend normal school like everybody else, and so I have missed some really big opportunities because I did not have the right documentation, the right papers, and I don't want that for someone else. So if I am able to help someone else get that, then I do that. And in terms of music, I have a label that I started as well, which is not making any money. It's just helping artists record songs, shoot videos, because when you ask an upcoming artist, what is your biggest challenge? The answer is always recording fees and shooting quality videos. And if I can take that out of the picture, then I ask you now, what is your biggest challenge? Your biggest challenge becomes you and your art now. So just trying to make sure that I level the playing field for as many people as I can. Okay. Yeah.
So, you know, all these experiences put together, is it part of what has made you to become so passionate about education and art as a whole?
Yes. Because I believe education is the master key. And I believe art is the spare.
It's so interesting coming from you as an artist. I mean, you won't hear artists saying education per se. They'll tell you talenta.
No. I mean, talent is important. But as an artist, art is very unpredictable, especially music. It's like, for example, right now with the pandemic, the entertainment industry is shut. You know, if you put all your basket in your art, you are starving at this point as an artist. But if you had, say, some education and invested in other areas, then the art becomes just part of who you are and part of your whole ecosystem. That helps you. So every artist that I come across who's young and I'm trying to support, I always say, you drop out of school, me and you are done. So mine is education comes first, and then you do music. Yes.
Looks like we're really running out of time, but I wouldn't want us to go without talking about your first song, Lipstick.
Yes.
Tell us just a bit about it.
Lipstick was inspired by true events. We were sitting with my friends. We saw three ladies walk in. One was wearing this purple shade lipstick, and it fitted her, matched her perfectly. And Lipstick was born. We went, said hi. We wrote the song that night.
Just from what you see?
Yes, we wrote the song that night, and yeah, we went to the studio, did it, and it became my biggest song so far.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what next for Tymilyfe?
Right now, I'm concentrating on being a single dad. I have a 7-year-old, so concentrating on being a father first. I live with her in London. And then doing more music. I'm working on an EP at the moment. I have done collaborations with some big names in Kenya that are coming up in the EP. I released one song a few weeks ago with Scam Cardinali called Gimme More. So yeah, more music and yeah.
More music, so it means that people should expect much more.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. I'm here to stay this time. I'm not leaving this time.
You're in Kenya to stay?
Yeah. No, not in Kenya to stay. In the industry to stay.
Yes. All right, fair enough. Thank you so much, Tymilyfe, for your time and also just giving us your story of encouragement, even young upcoming artists.
You're welcome, and thank you for having me.
All right, so that is where we bring the show to a close this Thursday, but I leave you with his latest song. Take a look.